Hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we have a lot of news and some news that I already teased last time and that came true. First of all, we have the secret about Ardbeg. Yeah, you might have already seen the video. The Ardbeg Wee Beastie is out and there was a big run, and in Germany, at least with us, it's already out, and probably with the rest of Germany as well, because there was a big, very fast run on the Ardbeg Wee Beastie, and surprisingly, most of the whiskey connoisseurs were really keen on getting the Ardbeg, even though it had 5 years. They were all keen because it is not a no-age statement. 5 years is very young, but it's not a no-age statement. So we do know what's inside. And yeah, it's a really special whiskey. It's a real beast. Next up, we have Douglas Laing. They're revealing a new 22-year-old particular bottling, 48.9% ABV. It's a single grain from Invergordon. No coloring, no chill fruiting. One of these whiskies that are just as we like them. Maybe they could have been a malt, but Invergordon is a very exotic, interesting grain distillery. Exotic because there's not that much single coming from them, single grain that is. Then we have more and more distilleries, very bad news, more and more distilleries that are closing because of the virus. Among them are Glenfarclas, Springblank, Glengyle and Cadenheads. Cadenheads, the independent bottler. At least now they're closing indefinitely, but hopefully they will reopen soon, otherwise we'll get a bit of a shortage in the future. But everything is due to health concerns, so we wish them all the best luck and all the health. Then we have Tomatin and other brands coming together to do the the Lockdown Whisky Festival. There's a story on Whisky.com where if you want to go into that event, it's a big live event that goes on online, and the distilleries are coming together and they are celebrating a bit of a festival, because there are so many whiskey festivals that have been closed, and so everybody's locked down, and you can go to the Lockdown Festival online, just as we do with our live streams. That next one is coming up. There will be one with the regions of Scotland. This lockdown event is on the 4th of April, so coming up very soon, from 15 to 1800. Not quite sure which time zone they mean, but have a look at whisky.com/news. You will find these news there and can read up on everything. Then we have the news that I already predicted. We have big distilleries. Brown-Forman is joining the fight against the virus, and they are actually giving away money, $1 million. That's not that much for such a big company, but every dollar counts. And what they do even more is they are now producing disinfectant. Yeah, the Brown-Forman group is producing disinfectant on their plants and distributing that probably to all the hospitals that have shortages. And if you've watched my Jack Daniels video, then you can see that they're having really big column stills, and with these really big column stills you can produce a lot of disinfectant. They're also supporting the USBG, and that's the United States Bartenders Guild, and so all the bartenders that have been closed, that have zero revenue, they are getting a bit of a push so they don't go bankrupt, and all the bars that you love out there will stay open after the virus. Then the same goes with Heaven Hill. They are only going with $400,000, but every dollar counts. And they're also producing now hand disinfectant. And if you've seen my Heaven Hill distillery or the Bernheim distillery video, then you will see they also have a huge still. There will be a lot of disinfectant coming from the United States. Yes, if all the whiskey producers in America produce hand disinfectant, we will not long have that shortage because they have a lot of production. Next up, we have scientists from University of Louisville and North Carolina. They have found a way to detect American whiskey. So they have seen a new, very interesting fingerprint of American whiskey, a mesh of some sort that is being produced when the whiskey dries. So that's how they can actually detect fraudsters that produce American whiskey that shouldn't be saying that this is American whiskey, and hopefully this will bring a bit more clarity to the market, a bit more confidence and less fraud out there. And then we have a new distillery. Even in these bad times we have new distilleries, and this is the Umiki. Yes, that's Japanese, and that's a new distillery in Japan. And they're actually already open, but they're bringing out their whiskey to the market. It's the Japanese spirits company Yoshino Spirits Co. And they are producing a whiskey made of desalted seawater. So they're demineralizing the seawater, and they are maturing it in special pine wood casks. I've never heard of that, and I'm really excited. I really need to get one of these bottles. Unfortunately, they're for Japanese and Asia and United States market first in April. So they're coming out in April, and in May they will go to the global markets. So hopefully I will get my hands on one of these bottles in May, and at least in June you will see this video here on the cask. Yeah, everything is going into lockdown. Production is slowing down. Luckily, that means a shortage is coming up in a few decades, and if this is just a few months or weeks, then we will not have that big of a shortage, because you can average that out over the maturation period. So, thank you very much for watching. Stay healthy, stay at home, and see you next time.